Good morning, students. I am your CLERA teacher going to teach you history, chapter number 2, India Events After 1960. In the earlier lesson, we studied about the various sources of history. In this chapter, we will study chronologically work done by our prime ministers during their tenure after independence. India became independent in 1947. India accepted the constitutional framework in 1950 and became a sovereign democratic nation. The Indian society is multicultural and people of various languages, religions, and castes live together. During the initial period after independence, India needed to solve different issues of economic, political, and social development. The establishment of the Planning Commission and emphasis on industrialization was a means to achieve economic development and to eliminate poverty in India. At the same time, several social reforms, including policies and programs for the weaker sections of the society, were sought to be implemented. After India became independent, Prime Minister Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru led the country. During the 1960s, several events occurred which had a huge impact on the political situation in India. The regions of Goa, Diu, and Daman were freed from Portuguese rule and became parts of Indian Federation. The tensions between India and China on the northern border. Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru was the architect of India's foreign policy. His contribution to the social and economic development of India is significant. Jawaharlal Nehru passed away in 1964. After his death, Lal Bahadur Shastri succeeded him and became the next Prime Minister of India. During his tenure, India and Pakistan went to war over the Kashmir issue in 1965. The Soviet Union tried to mediate between the two countries. Lal Bahadur Shastri gave the slogan Jai Jawan, Jai Kisan, with which he highlighted the importance of Indian soldiers and Indian farmers. Lal Bahadur Shastri breathed his last at Tashkent in 1966. After his death, Indira Gandhi became the Prime Minister of India in 1966. During her tenure, Pakistan's oppressive policies in East Pakistan resulted in a big movement there. This movement was led by Sheikh Rahman and his organization Mukti Bahini. This crisis in East Pakistan affected India as well because millions of refugees came to India. In 1970s, the 1971 war between India and Pakistan led to the creation of an independent country called Bangladesh. As a part of India's policy to use atomic energy for peaceful purposes, India successfully carried out an underground test of an atomic device at Pokhran in Rajasthan in 1974. In 1975, the people of Sikkim voted for joining the Indian Republic and Sikkim became a full-fledged state in Indian Federation. During this decade, the political situation in India grew unstable. The Allahabad High Court gave the verdict in 1974 that Indira Gandhi, the then Prime Minister, had misused the government machinery during her election campaign, and this led to nationwide strikes and protests. During this period, the situation became more complicated due to the movement led by Jayaprakash Narayan. This situation of law and order in the country worsened and the government declared a state of national emergency on the basis of constitutional provision relating to emergency. And during this critical period, the fundamental rights of Indian citizens were suspended. Due to the emergency, the Indian administration became disciplined, but the human rights were restricted. The period of national emergency lasted from 1975 to 1977, and after that, general elections were conducted. The 1980s. During this decade, the Indian political system faced many new challenges. The Sikhs in Punjab demanded an independent state of Khalistan and began a movement which went on to become violent and destructive. Pakistan had lent its support to this movement. The Indian army was sent into the Golden Temple at Amritsar, a holy shrine of the Sikhs, in 1984 to evict the terrorists who had illegally taken shelter there. One of the Sikh bodyguards in Indira Gandhi's personal security assassinated her. During this period, an organization called United Liberation Front of Assam carried on a major movement in northeast India. So, my dear students, did you understand up till now the things which happened after Indira Gandhi's death? Will be covering in next part. Thank you.